Hey Blue Jays fans, today I bring you a video about the 26th member. Before we start, subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot. Let's get started. 2 weeks into spring training games, the Blue Jays' 26-man roster is nearly set. Toronto imported some veterans from around the league who are guaranteed spots on the big league club, and, barring any injuries, all the lineup locks can coast to the start of the season. This is good and bad. It's great for the Jays, who have certainty about their roster, but bad for empty-headed sports writers, me, who love speculation, or hardo fans, you, who crave a good position battle. The Blue Jays have some strong candidates for the final spot. Let's see who might dodge the final cuts and camp to crack the opening day roster. What do the Blue Jays need? The rotation and bullpen are all but finalized, so the spotlight will be shining on that final position player spot. Toronto is very clearly in need of a platoon bat, probably a right-handed hitter, that can play multiple positions. The outfield could be one giant game of musical chairs this season, with natural infielders such as Kevin Biggio and Whit Merrifield spending time in corner spots, so an infielder or outfielder could be chosen to round out the roster. Here are the options, ranked from most likely to least likely. 1. Otto Lopez, Util. He's not the sexiest choice, but I reckon Lopez has the best chance of being Mr. 26. The Blue Jays appreciate his defensive versatility. This spring, Lopez has played all 3 outfield positions, as well as second and short. I've been impressed with his composure at shortstop, which is where he'll play for Canada at the WBC, though he's a more natural second baseman. Lopez has swung a hot bat so far this spring, 7 for 15, 1.196 OPS, and I think his hitting profile fits well on this club. He's not fantastic in one area, but he can make contact consistently, likes to drive the ball up the middle, and could certainly benefit from more MLB at-bats. This isn't to say Lopez will remain on the roster for all 162 games. In fact, I'll guarantee he'll retain his king status of shuttling back and forth from AAA, but he's a safe choice for day one. 2. Nathan Lukes. For the second straight season, Lukes has shined bright in Grapefruit League action. The left-handed hitting outfielder has made hard contact and flashed plus defense, largely in center field and left field. He'd serve as a seamless reserve option for one of Dalton Varsho or Kevin Kiermaier, though his left-handed status makes things complicated. If I'm Toronto, I don't want to load up on lefties, especially with Biggio, Varsho, and Kiermaier's collective struggles versus southpaws. Lukes is a special soul, though, who hit lefties. 872 OPS, way better than righties, .755 OPS, with the Bisons last season, which boosts his chances of making the club. Blue Jays manager John Schneider has commended Lukes' success, but, as a roster fit, I see him best served as the first guy up from AAA when someone like Kiermaier or Brandon Belt hits the injured list. 3. Wynton Bernard. A feel-good minor league signing this winter, Bernard has a decent shot to make the opening day roster because he brings unique tools to the club. His supernatural AAA numbers in 2022 were aided by thin air in Albuquerque, but he showed he could hit for power, 21 home runs, and swipe bags, 30 steals. I would be genuinely shocked if Bernard made the opening day roster, but it's not impossible. Over a full year, his success likely won't be sustainable, but as a toolsy plug-and-play option for the first month of the season, when all guys are healthy and fresh, the 32-year-old has intriguing upside. 4. Addison Barger, INF. Barger, arguably the club's biggest breakout star this spring, has force-fed Blue Jays fans gobs of his talent. He already carries a swagger on the field, his strong frame and big leg kick in the box add some additional sizzle to a rising prospect of his caliber. It'd be a ton of fun if Barger made the roster, and he'd be fine facing major league arms, but I'd consider it a long shot at this point. If Barger doesn't make the team, it's because his positional fit is a bit questionable. He has a big arm that plays best as a third baseman, though he's also taken some spring reps at shortstop and in right field. Matt Chapman obviously has third base locked down, and Santiago Espinal would back him up should he get injured. If Toronto went with an outfielder for the 26th spot, they'd want an experienced defender, not Barger, the 23-year-old has the makings of a future stud. His performance at spring camp may have earned him an MLB debut this season, perhaps just not in the first weeks of the 2023 campaign. Hey, what did you think? Comment here. Have a good night.